Melody. I'm the director here, and it's always my pleasure to have Lisa present this evening. We are a nonprofit, and what keeps us going is your donations. So we really, really appreciate your donations. On the website at radiantlivingok.com, there is we used to have a donation box, but right now you have to go to the events ticket, and it's all it's pretty easy to find. Or you can donate on PayPal at radiantlivingok@gmail.com, or Venmo and a Cash App. Just use my name, Joyous Melody. So any way that you can donate, all goes into the same pot. We like to give and support Lisa in her process, and also Radiant Living Center. So we really, really, really appreciate your donations. So I think we've got Facebook up and going again for all you Zoom people. We appreciate your patience. And I'm going to turn it over to Lisa and the masters of the Akashic Records.
Hi, everybody. I hope everybody's doing well tonight. Somebody asked if they could record the session from Zoom. What you can do, if you can't get the video, you could actually just record all of the audio from your phone. I use my phone recorder a lot. So if that's something that you want to do, you might want to get your phone out and just record the session. So there's a whole lot of technology going on right now. This is a little bit different than the way we've done it before. And I'm kind of getting a little flustered. Are you guys ready? Okay. So if you guys have seen me before, you kind of know the process of how I do this. But if you haven't, what I typically do is I will ask the Akashic Records to give me the topic of the evening. And the topic for this evening is the relevance of consciousness at this time, and how this will incorporate all of the universal laws of existence. And so that's going to be the topic. They also give me all of the questions. So I'm going to have a list of questions that they have provided. However, if you guys have any questions, then go ahead and type them in like throughout the discussion. If you'll type it into the chat part of Zoom or in the chat part of Facebook, that would be great. On Zoom, if it's a personal question, I need to know who's asking the question. So just be sure and put your name in first and then type the question. And then that way I'll know who I'm talking to, and the records will know who they're responding to. So I think we're ready. Everybody good? Okay. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, let's get started. So Joyous is my question asker, and so she's going to ask me the first question.
The first question is, help us to understand what the universe wants.
What the universe wants is for all to have the understanding that the greatest consciousness that exists comes from up above. And when we speak from the elements of above, we are referring to God. God is the creator or the source of all that is, and He is the simplistic value of all. And when I talk about God, I'm going to have them give you their definition of God. What God is to us is the existence of all that is the consciousness of the universe. And when we refer to this quote that is being spoken to or spoken of, it's simply the consciousness of all that is. It is a universal graph of the coexistence of everything. It is the multiplication, and what I'm seeing is It's like a formula, like a scientific formula. And this formula is what defines what the existence of God is. It's the creation of all. And it keeps, obviously it said it's the creation of all like 5 times already. So what we want you to know is that the creation of all is that consciousness of the universe, in which was created to contact and methodically guide all that exists upon the earth, the universe, and all that exists. And I'm seeing like a galaxy, like all the planets and everything that exist. And they're using the word coexists. And this is what God is to us. This is what we have created God to be. We use the simple language in the term of God, G-O-D, in order for you to understand that God is a word or a technical symbol that has been created for a quick recognition of the universal consciousness. Okay. So what I'm seeing and what I'm understanding is when they're saying that, it's almost like when somebody says God to you, you immediately recognize that it's something that's a much higher power than us. And it's an easy recognizable term that immediately connects us to that consciousness. And that's why they use that term. They use the term for me specifically because I can relate to it so easily. I've tried to call God different names because there's so many out there. And for me, the other names don't register as easy as that term does for me. But in all of the other languages and beliefs that use a different term, it's all the same for everybody. It's just the word that you choose to use. So what we want, they're laughing and saying, okay, can we go back to the topic now? Okay. What the original question is help us to understand what the universe wants. What the universe wants is the understanding of the human beings to be created as one. What this allows is the conjunction of all universal matter to become one and simply become involved in all life. And as life is created and moves forward into the future, then this is what is the collective consciousness that exists. What the universe wants is for the human consciousness to be able to understand how it relates to all others. And as this evolves, a sense of peace will come around or come about that hasn't been before. The human species has failed to realize that as you all exist upon this plane and upon this earth, that the simplicity of connectedness isn't there. They can't recognize, you as humans can't or don't recognize that all is connected. And this is what we want you to see. And what I'm seeing is that the same molecules that are in the air that we breathe are within us. And this is what the consciousness of the universe wants all to exist in and understand. Okay.
What is the relevance of consciousness at this time?
When we speak of consciousness, we speak of the understanding that there is a relationship between the human knowing and the universe. When we collectively integrate the universe into the mind begins to shift and change into a recognition that is unrecognizable. And as you move forward and gain the understanding that the mind is moving forward in the same resonance as the universe exists in, the consciousness evolves to a level of understanding which is no longer understood. And what that means is that as we're shifting and changing, and the relative associability. They make up their own words. It means associability. When the relative associability is understood, the consciousness becomes more open. So as our dynamics change, as the resonance changes within us to coincide in the universal resonance, it's causing a shift and a change that's within our mind. And as our mind begins to understand more about this resonance and more how this is adjusting and shifting within us, we become more used or accustomed to this resonance. And we relate more on that universal understanding. And as we do this, that consciousness is raising to become more open to ideas and thoughts and all knowledge and knowing that the universe has created for us to exist in. Does that make sense? Okay. Everybody's nodding their head, so I'm assuming that's all good. If you guys have any feedback, you can go ahead and ask. Yeah. Okay. And by the way, if you guys don't know, I typically don't know what I'm saying. I say one word at a time, so I don't know how the whole sentence plays out. So it doesn't make any sense to me. So I need reinforcement. Okay.
All right, next question. Help us to give life to all in need.
Okay, so when they gave me this question, I wasn't sure who they were referring to when they said help us, because I wasn't sure I understood this question. So the question was help us to give life to all in need. Okay, so my question first is who are you referring to in this question when you're referring to us? We are the us. Okay, so the guides are us, are referring to us. So rewording the question so that we understand it is help the guides to give life to all in need. So give me the answer to that question. As you refer to us as in the life to give and all you need, you are referring to yourself upon the human plane. The guides that are instructing you at this time are giving you the information to provide to all, that the help that they can provide to others is within their heart. And as their heart begins and gains an understanding of the compassion of the universe from which we exist, we are providing each one of you humans with the understanding of the condition of the heart. And what I'm seeing is, I'm seeing the heart, and I'm seeing it broken down into chambers. It almost looks like a honeycomb. And if your heart existed as a honeycomb, each one of those, I don't know what they're called because I don't know anything about honeycombs, but you know, you have what it looks like, and it has each little pocket in the honeycomb, that little circle. And within each one of these pockets exists your life. And as you truly examine the compartments of your heart, you'll begin to find the simplicity of your life, the existence and the coexistence of all that is resides in each one of these pockets, as they are gifts to you from us to recognize how life is so simple. It is very simple in looking at every aspect as a compartment. And these compartments are put together like a puzzle in order to hold the truth and to hold the life and the existence of what is truly meant to be. When you ask the question of the human life in need, What are you referring to? We are referring to those of you that struggle or who have heartache or can't see beyond the common mind. You are a simplistic beast which can't see further than what the eyes exist in, meaning you can't see any further than what's on the surface and what your eyes see on the surface and what's around you. This is ego-based. And as the ego-based thoughts simplify the truth, we are here to give to you the gift of life, life in its truest form. And the truest form of existence and coexistence is love. The love and the graciousness for one another and all that is. There's a vibrational resonance that exists upon all. And as you become aware of and connect with the resonance that we are giving you, you will soon see that your heart is expanding and becoming love in a form that you have never known before. Allow yourself to sit simply, to be one with all, and this includes you. You have failed to connect to the knowing that resides within you. You humans constantly look outside into the world for happiness and for love. And never ever do you look within your own being at your own fault. And your own faults are those simply by looking so much further than what you truly are. If you'll listen to the words that we speak, we whisper in your ear easily and everly, meaning every day is what I'm seeing, every day. And we whisper to the words that you are love. You are love in the purest form, and you fail to see. As your mind struggles to connect with the words that are spoken to you, you simply block or ignore the messages. We are here to tell you that if you simply listen and allow your heart to be free, you will exist in a level of consciousness that you have not known before. What are your blockages? What are your blockages? You are looking simply at the outside world. When are you going to turn around and look at within? And this is what we're asking you to do. We are asking you to find our words and simply say them to your own truth. You are God. You are the Creator. The Creator is within you, and you can simply see with the heart, with the eyes of the heart, and the heart will change the eyes of the human. And the human will begin to see and exist in the love that was provided for them. And this is what we want for you. Okay.
Help us to understand the universal consciousness.
The universal consciousness resides within all. And as we speak to you momentarily, you'll begin to shift and change. Allow the frequency to flow through you. We're asking you to sit simply as you hear these words. Sit simplistically and allow your mind to be free. Don't listen to the words that we speak, but feel the resonance within your being. Is there a slight shift that is existing within all of you that are simply hearing the words that we speak? We're giving you this gift at this moment. Can you hear this? Can you hear our words as we speak to you freely? Are your ears humming? Is your heart singing? Is there a simplistic balance that you now feel that you have not felt before? We ask you to hear our words. We ask you and allow yourself to be free and hear the resonance and feel the shift and change that is occurring within your body at this time. We want all to be set free. And as the earth is shifting and changing beneath your feet, the sky is changing as well above your head. what happens when the two collide? You become one. You become one in the midst of all that exists. And this is what we want. When we speak of the consciousness of the universe, we speak of you. You are the consciousness. You have been given the gift to hear our words, and we are giving them to you. This is the consciousness, and the resonating that exists within the human body exists within the highest level of communication and understanding that currently exists, and that is us. That is the God that has been provided around you. As the simplicity of the molecules of this resonance flow through you, you are the consciousness of the universe. You have been created to exist within this understanding. And this is what we're saying. Allow yourself to be set free. What I'm understanding is that adventure out of your own mind. Adventure out of the current understanding of what we know within our minds, and take a chance on trying this. Take a chance of just being free and allow the shift and the change to occur within you. And whatever thought or feeling or emotion, as it comes to the surface, don't be afraid. Don't shut it down. Don't close it. Allow it to actually transpire. And the more connected that you come to allowing this to happen, the more you'll be set free to exist within the coexistence of all that is. They're saying, take a chance. Just take a chance. Get out of your mind and just see what happens. The hardest thing to do. They're saying this is all. For that question, yeah.
How will consciousness incorporate the universal laws of existence?
Okay, what I'm seeing is that they'll all line up, and I'm seeing like on a graph, and it has, I forget what those things are called, but if you have a graph, you have the bottom line, and you have the little lines that go down that mark whatever is, like percentages, for example. They're using that as an example of everything lining up. Everything would line up within the human consciousness and the altered consciousness of the universe. The universal laws of existence exist within all. Everything that is existing upon this plane of consciousness has the universal laws. And basically that means that everything is lined up to flow freely and to exist in ways that we don't understand as humans. It's the simplistic fact that the grass just grows, that the trees just grow, that the birds just sing, that the lions just roar, the sun just shines, the moon comes about and is currently existing. The days change. Everything that happens that flows freely is the laws of the universe. It's how everything is in balance. It's the simplistic method of the calculations. Okay, and they're going back to the mathematical problem that I saw when we first started this. Discussion. It's like a scientific formula that I'm looking at, and all of these formulas reside together as one in order for all to exist. The human chooses to try to control what is in existence and allows things to be shifted and altered that counterbalance or counteract what is the natural flow of, we're calling it nature, which is nature is the laws of the universe. And what we want you to recognize is that in your simple life, as simply as you live, how much do you choose to alter the laws of the universe? And you can simply understand it, or you simply can gain the understanding or truth by looking at your own life. What do you alter from flowing naturally? A simple thought. If there's a thought that's coming into your mind, how often do you change that thought? Is it a natural thought or is it a created thought? When it's a natural thought, you have a tendency to change it into a created thought. If it's a created thought, you have a tendency to continue to flow in that created thought and not ever go back to the natural thought. So what we want you to recognize is that the laws of the universe are simple. They allow one thing to flow from one to another, and this is how we coexist. As you move forward, begin to recognize what is not in harmony. What is not in harmony with your life? What is not in harmony with the earth's life? What is not in harmony with the universal life? What is it that you can change or that you can see that's not flowing naturally, that has been created by man? This is what the question is to ask. So, if you choose to live in harmony with life and with all of its existence, what is the simplicity that would occur within you? We want you to know. Is it the simplicity of life? They're laughing and saying, well, maybe. Maybe it is. Maybe your life will become much more simple and flow more freely when you stop consistently altering the truths. This is what we want you to recognize. How much and how many times do you alter the truth in a day, in a 24-hour time period? What are you shifting and changing that is the natural occurrence of existence? What are the natural laws in your life? Take the time to look at and truly search for your daily activities. And in your daily activities, what is truthful and what is a creation? Creating, meaning the creation. They got it backwards what we would think. We would think truthful is what we've created in our mind. What they're calling truthful is what they have created. And what they're saying is that what's created is what's created in your mind, which is not created in the universe. Does that make sense? Make that clear? Okay. Because it's exactly opposite what we would think in our head. As you go through the day and you do the simple job of noting what you let flow naturally and what you alter or change, and check to see what the truth is within you. And as you become more aware and more conscious of what the natural universe has created for you, are you willing to change? Are you willing to accept that answer? Or are you more likely or more prone to create your own answers? This is your question. And so they're saying, this is your homework. That's what they're doing. So you guys have a homework assignment. We all have a homework assignment. So we want you to look at this and evaluate, and you can come up with your own answers at that point.
The next question is, help us help others.
Okay, and who are you referring to as us in this scenario? We're helping us. Help us help others, helping us. Okay, I don't understand. Sorry, I'm having a discussion here. I don't understand their message. We want to help you. We want to help you. We want to help. Okay, I got it. Okay, 15 times later, they want to help us. Okay, we want to help you understand the universe and how it flows. The help is within the existence of each human being. As we spoke of the heart and the compartments that exist within the heart, we refer this scenario back to you. As you begin to look at your heart and recognize what lies within you, you'll begin to see the truth. We want you to recognize these truths as the purest forms of love. Is the love that resides within you The love that is from your heart, or is it from your head? Which heart is the truth to you? They're saying head heart or heart. Because a lot of us believe, we believe love, but we believe love from our mind, or that the mind created what that love is. And what they're wanting you to understand or to recognize is the difference between what the mind has created, and what the love is that's the truth within us, in our hearts, within each one of those compartments. And we want you to recognize what and who the truth is. When you begin to recognize that your heart plays the biggest role in your life, you'll soon begin to recognize that there is no more existence of the brain and the way that you use it simplistically and egoically for now, meaning at this time. And that they're saying that's all. Again. Okay, I want to remind you guys, if you have any questions in anything that I'm saying, please ask. Please type it in for me, because I don't know how this sounds to you guys, but to me, I'm so confused. I don't understand what they're saying. So please follow up. Okay, the next question.
Next question is, how can we change the universe?
Find your heart once again. Connect with the universe. Connect with the knowing that resides within. And I see us going into that point of finding the heart, and I see this huge white light around the heart. Oh, it's the connectedness with the soul. Okay, so for those of you that don't know this or have not understood this, the heart and the soul are connected as one, and they're telling me now the heart and the soul are connected as one, and they are one universe. As the human begins to recognize that the soul is the intricate part of the body that connects to all. And what I'm again is it's the understanding that a human has got to understand that the soul is the significant part of their being. The soul is the consciousness of the universe. And as we connect with the soul, which resides within the heart, all components fall together. I've had this discussion before, so this may be a repeat to many of you, but they're telling me I need to go back to the understanding of the soul. And as we're talking about everything that we've talked about, it all goes back to understanding that your heart and your soul are one, and that we as humans are actually upon this earth for the purpose of the soul. And we've forgotten that. We've forgotten that because our mind is taken over, and the connection with the soul has become less. It's less than. It's become more common for the understanding of the human to only think from the mind and see that they're only connected on the earth's surface. And that once the beginning of the understanding that that old saying of we're spiritual beings in a human body, and that's what we are. And it's the point of recognizing once again that you humans have the soul of the universe, and this is what we're asking you to connect with. This is the journey of the human. It's for the soul. It's the soul's purpose. And as the soul becomes more aware of its traveling within the human will become more aware of the purpose of why they exist upon the earth. And the simpleness of the human mind will become less and less as it becomes more and more connected with one's soul and heart being.
We have a question. Do you want to answer it now or later?
No, I'll come back. We'll come back. Okay. Okay. Did that answer the question, or Okay.
Is everybody else feeling okay?
Did that answer it, or did I just half answer it? Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
How do we change the universal laws?
The universal laws exist within all. There's no changing. There's no changing the universal laws. They are what they are.
And that's it? Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All we need to say, right?
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
How do we change the universal consciousness?
The consciousness resides within you. The only change to the universal consciousness is becoming more aware that it exists within you. And as you rise in the understanding of who you are, that consciousness increases to a level of the universal knowledge and resonance. They're saying it's that simple.
Okay.
That's it. These are short and sweet.
What do we need to do as humans in order to advance into the future?
You will have no future if you choose not to exist within the coordinates of the universal knowledge. As the future moves forward, your existence as humans is becoming more simplistic. The more simple and the more plain that you choose to live within the consciousness and the understanding of the universe, the more simple your life will be. Okay, so what my understanding is that we're going to advance into the future. Every day, everyone's going to go day by day by day. But what the question is, and where it becomes more complicated, is how easy do you want that existence to be, or how complicated do you want the existence to be? So as we move forward into the future, if you choose to continue to live in one's own mind, you'll find a very complicated life. You'll have strife, disagreements, anguish, anxiousness, and fear. If one allows the freedom to be had, it will become easy and peaceful, and the future will begin to fall into place with much joy and much happiness. And this is what we want for you.
Okay. What understanding do we need to have at this time?
Find your heart. And that's simple. Just simply find your heart. And that's it.
Okay. Help us help you to move forward into the future.
Again, they're saying, what will it take? If all humans could stand back and truly listen to our words, how will the earth shift? It's a magical place. Can you imagine a place of peace and solitude within one's own being? And upon this earth, and I'm seeing the earth, and I'm seeing like one individual standing there in a utopia, the true peace, the true knowing and knowledge of all that is. Is this you? Is this you? It could be if you chose it to be. This is the resistance that we find. We find that the humans choose not to exist on that plane. They want to fight, and they want to have conflict. However, the truth that exists within each one of you can create the peaceful universe that we speak of. And this is your option. How do you want to move forward? How are you going to choose which life you want to live? After you make the choice, if you choose to have peace, is this going to be work? Well, yes, it is. We want you to recognize that the work comes from within, and within your own being as a human. Are you going to take the right turn or the left turn? We hope that you take the right turn. The right turn is the road to peace. It is of the one that is of love and happiness. Begin to evaluate who you are, how you look at life, how you look at things, material things, and how you look at other people. How is the judgment that resides within you affecting the life of others and the life that you live? Is it a peaceful coexistence or is it monotony? Which one do you choose? How do you want to live? We want you to live in peace. This is what we want for you.
Okay. And the last question is, what is the next question that needs to be asked?
We want you to know that all is at peace. As the shifting and changing that is going on in the world at this time is making you chaotic and crazy, we recognize this and we want you to move forward in peace. Allow yourself to be free in the freedom that we provide. When you begin to recognize how simple the heart is, it's easy to move forward into the light of God, or the creator, or the consciousness. As you move forward into the future, you'll begin to see shifts and changes that reside in each one of you. Allow yourself to grasp and comprehend what is being said to you at this time. Ask yourself, is this the truth? If it's the truth, then you will exist in peace. If it is not truthful for you, ask yourself why. What is the resistance that is currently residing within one's mind that is creating the chaos and the confusion that is living in this world? Is there judgment that provides the monotony? Help yourself. How do you want to answer this question? Do you truly want to evaluate the life in your surroundings and the individuals that you surround yourself with in order to have a more peaceful union with all that is? If the answer is no, then you will continue to exist as you are. As you move forward, who do you want to be and what life do you want to live? What changes will you make? How will you make them? When will the truth be revealed to you? What is your truth? What is your truth? What is your truth? This is what we want you to ask. Ask yourself that simplicity and that simple question. What is your truth? Who are you? Where have you come from? Where was the beginning? And who is the beginning? Who is the beginning, meaning who were you created to exist when you became the individual upon this plane? Was it the purest earthliness of God? Or were you a simple human with crazy thoughts that instruct evil upon another? Now, but I want to clarify, the term evil that they're using basically means judging others, doing mean things to other people, being selfish to other people. That's what they're using as the term of evil. And they're laughing and saying, because in our mind that is evil. Okay. So how are you living your life and what would you want to change? You make the corrections and we'll assist you. We will assist you. You simply have to make the recognition of what needs to change within you, and we will provide the words and the universe to shift and change as needed. And so what my understanding is that it's almost like this, as simple as it would be just for you to be able to recognize, wow, I just said something that probably hurt somebody's feelings. I need to readjust. And I need to think about why I said that or why I'm having the feelings that I'm having. And the universe will come in if you'll allow it to do so. And it'll be happy to help you. You just simply need to recognize what you want to change and what you want to work on. You can't jump in and say, fix all of this. It won't do it all at once. You just kind of have to pick things that you can handle at the time. And as you pick these things, they'll work on and adjust the things at that moment. And then when you get through that, guess what? Here comes another thing. And this is a continual process. And they're saying, but we'll make it easier for you in the days to come. There will be fewer and fewer obstacles that you'll have to overcome as the days become more clear. And what I'm seeing is that there are going to be more people that are standing in the light of God than are not. And this is coming. It's working your way. And it's going to be sooner than what's expected.
Woohoo.
Good. We need that. Thank goodness. Okay. All the questions have been asked. So now it's y'all's turn. So if you haven't written a question, either on Facebook or on Zoom, you guys go ahead and write them in, and we'll ask them as we have time.
Okay. So the first question is from Ben Potter.
Mm-hmm.
They say the heart is important. What happens when the heart has been damaged through a painful emotional situation? How do we use the heart then?
Allow yourself to be free and open up to the universe. It's important for you to recognize that whatever has hurt or harmed your heart is simply coming from the mind. The mind created the situation, and allow yourself to be set free. Once you connect with the heart and you allow yourself to stand true in that heart, I'm hearing the heart of God, then the creation or the illusion that has been cemented to the heart, basically it's like it's put a barrier around the heart, will fade away, and it will be recognized that is not as important as the mind created it to be. The simplicity of one's life comes from the heart, and the recognition of the perceived hurts that have been created from the mind are no more. And I know that that may not be the answer that's a pretty simple answer. But what my understanding is that the more that you become aware of the heart and the universal connection, once you start getting out of your mind, and I can say this because I've done it, once you start disassociating with the thoughts in your head about a situation, and those situations or the emotions that occur in our minds, in our thoughts, in our beliefs are all created by me. They're all created in my own head. And once you can begin to recognize that where we as humans are to be connected to, what the universe wants us to connect to, is the spirit that lies within us, that soul, the soul connection. And when you begin to understand that the important part of my life resides within my heart and who I am and how I'm connected to the universe will guide us. And you'll simply find that those thoughts that we thought, those barriers that we put up that we thought were so important, they begin to melt away, and we begin to recognize that it was something that we created the hurt ourselves because of a belief system that we have. And whatever it may be, you may have had expectations and the expectations weren't filled, so you became hurt due to what your beliefs were. The other person didn't do this to you. You perceived this as an idea. Now, I'm not saying that fits in all categories, because there's some other things, but we're looking at simple like heart relationship problems that we start building our heart around, barriers around our heart because of getting hurt by a relationship, whatever type of relationship that it is. So what we want you to do and recognize is that the more that you communicate with oneself, with one's truth, and finding out who you truly are and what you are truly meant to do and exist upon this earth as, you will soon see that the simplistic mind is being set free to understand much more. And those blockages that have been created due to pains will no longer exist. I hope that helps.
Okay. The next question is from Kathy Frame. Do we know of all the universal laws?
You live in every one of them. They're surrounding you. Can you name them as 1, 2, 3, 4? No. You will never be able to do so. However, You are a living example of what the universe is and what the consciousness is as you live in it every day. Everything that flows is what the laws are that have been created to allow the universe to exist. You will never be able to name them all. However, you do simply live and exist in every single one of them. Okay.
Right. Next question. This is from Kim. Forgive me, I think it's Litwicki. Is timeline jumping a possibility?
Not in this universe. No. Not at this time in this universe. And what you're asking to do is, can you jump forward into a time of existence that no longer exists? The alteration of the universe is creating a new consciousness that is on a level that you don't understand. What you're asking for is a simple answer. What I'm seeing, how I'm understanding this, and this may not be the question that you're asking, but this is what the answer is that I'm getting, is that if you're looking at timelines, if you're going to jump into the future of the timeline, it doesn't exist, so you can't move forward. The existence of the past is no more. And what you want to exist in and the understanding of the past is no need. However, what you want to understand is that the most relevant place that you need to be at this time is in this present moment. Moment to moment, you must recognize it only exists at this moment. So I can't jump ahead 5 minutes from now because it doesn't exist yet. And if you choose to move behind 5 minutes, then you fell asleep and you're behind. And is this all you want to know? Okay, I feel pretty certain that that's not the answer that you were expecting. But that's the answer that they provided.
Okay. Let me read this one. This is from Kristen Siebert.
Uh-huh.
This is a personal question for her. She said, my question is pertaining particularly to my life circumstance and its array of deep-seated negative intentions and actions outside of my control that directly affects my freedom in every sense. How can I stay connected? It says, how can I stay connected, the I am, maybe she means to the I am, with all the darkness that comes in waves nonstop? I truly try to stay in heart center and to be quiet and listen to I am, yet it feels as though the dark continually robs each moment. Do I physically move regardless of the lack to help regain my freedom? Please help me with any insight with this issue I'm battling that seems to take life from me. Thank you.
Okay, I don't know what I am is.
I think maybe like the I am
is the consciousness, God, the source.
Yeah.
It's another definition of God,
I am,
my
I am.
understanding.
Oh, am, A-M.
Am.
I thought you said M, like the letter M. I was like, I don't, instant messenger? I was like, what? I'm sorry. I'm not making fun of you, Kristen. I'm sorry. This is Carrie's fault.
We're talking in code.
You need to get rid of that accent. Okay. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, so basically, now help me to make sure I'm understanding what the question is. So the question basically is, how does she live in this present time and stay within her heart?
Yeah, please help me with any insight with this issue that I'm battling that seems to take the life from me.
Okay, the life has not been taken from you. The life exists within you. And as you find your heart, your barriers that you have provided around you are causing the conflict. Once you begin to see that the truth resides within you, there's no longer the resistance to fight the outside world. What shifts and changes do you need to make? What lies within your own heart that it tells you it's talking to you? And I hear, Kristen, I hear that your heart talks to you a lot. It tells you what it wants. And you have a tendency to hear it, but because you feel like you're so overwhelmed that you can't figure out how to get away from the surroundings. But the surroundings can be had, and you can make the shift and the change. There's a truth that lies within you that exists within no other. And what we're saying to you is that you have the ability to move forward if you choose to do so. What you have been facing is fear of change. What would you recognize that you would like to change in order to move into the future? The heart exists within your own being, and you can truly find those answers from within. Allow yourself to be free from fear, free from conflict, free from the words of others for only a moment, and see what resides within you that will give you direction. When you hear the words of the direction, how do you handle that? Do you simply say that I can't do this, or that I can do this? Which one would you prefer? We prefer that you hear the words and can say that I can do this. Find the fight that lies within you to exhibit the existence that lives within you. And you can do this on a daily basis if you choose to do so. If you'll sit quiet and allow yourself to be in peace, you'll find more and more answers. You have not done this. You haven't allowed yourself to be free and truly write down the words that you hear. Write down the truth. You can hear them. You can hear them clearly. The words have been spoken to you on numerous occasions, and you feel like it's only a dream and not a possibility. But the possibility is yours if you choose to do so.
That is all that I'm seeing at this time.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so if there's any other questions, if you could just type them in really quick, and if not...
Do you have a question?
I'm just checking in the room, see if anybody in the room has a question.
No. Okay, everybody. I am so grateful that you guys chose to come see me. Thank you. I appreciate you guys participating and being here. If you would like to, you can follow me on Facebook at Lisa Wetzel, Akashic Records Consultant. If you need to contact me, you have all my contact information on that page. Again, it's Lisa Wetzel, Akashic Records Consultant. If you would like to leave a review on that page for me, I would be extremely grateful. Of course, as long as it's good. Make it a 5, please. And then the other thing is if you would go to my YouTube page, this video will be pasted on YouTube as well as on Facebook. If you'll go to YouTube, it's Lisa Wetzel, Akashic Records Consultant. And if you would please subscribe and like the video, I would be so extremely grateful. I do want to let you guys know that I do private sessions. I have 30, 60, and 90-minute sessions. I also do group sessions and parties. So if there's anything that I can help you guys with, please feel free to contact me. I appreciate you. Thank you guys again for being here and sharing this night. I think it was interesting for sure. So thank you again, and have a great night.